10,000 stars were obscured by a huge extraterrestrial armada that materialized at the solar system's boundary like a black cloud. With their black holes shining in the far-off light of the sun, warships moved in perfect order. Admiral Vexter was the size of a small metropolis, armed to the teeth, and had destroyed innumerable worlds throughout the cosmos. Stood on his flagship's bridge, gazing through the viewing screen at the blue planet, his 4 eyes glimmering with. As he went over the intelligence reports, he was satisfied that Earth was merely another primitive globe inhabited by. The scouts had reported witnessing primitive chemical rockets, which were animals that had just learnt to escape their atmosphere. This would be straightforward, and basic satellites, another world collapses to the. He spoke to his officers, Dominion, with the authority of someone who had overrun 847. Like everyone else on other worlds, these humans will give up in a few of hours. Commander Jake Sullivan observed the extraterrestrial fleet on the moon's dark side. Luna Base 7 was entirely obscured from view by his telescopes, which were deep. Covered by cutting-edge stealth technology and situated inside an old crater, the base had been anticipating this day for more than 3 decades. Jake was a tall man with his serene blue eyes and graying hair, he had dedicated his professional life to. Although he had intended for a peaceful encounter, the approaching fleet made difficult. Evident that there could be no peace, sir, we're getting a signal from the alien fleet, the base communications officer, Lieutenant Karen Bell, reported. As she translated the message, her fingers swiftly moved over the console. Put it through, Jake instructed the main screen. The alien Admiral Vexter was a scary sight as it flickered and displayed his. When he spoke, his sparkling eyes and reptilian features made his words come naturally. Primitive inhabitants of the third planet, as the alien's voice was interpreted by Earth's computers, started off frigid. I am Admiral Vexter of the Galactic Dominion, and I am in charge. Your world has been chosen to join our empire. You have 72 hours to. Resistance is futile, and your rudimentary weapons cannot defeat unconditional submission. Submit now to prevent damage to our ships, and your species will be permitted to serve the broadcast finished, and if you refuse, your planet will be destroyed. Jake silently glanced around the control room at his crew, who were all knowledgeable military officers, but none of them had ever encountered anything similar before, so immediately send out a warning to. Priority Alpha was directed by Earth Command Jake to inform the aliens that arrived, and President Lisa Harper was dragged away since they are not nice on Earth. She was a tough and resilient former military officer who handled the problem by attending an emergency budget meeting. She made a decision and was at the underground command headquarters under the. How many ships, she said, flanked by her senior advisors in the White House. 10,000 ma'am, General Paul Wright, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, A. Our long-range sensors confirm the Luna base reports, the general said ominously. President Harper agreed, it's the biggest alien fleet we've ever seen. Earth has been gradually preparing for this eventuality for decades before it crashed. Secret bases had been established all around the solar system, and extraterrestrial ships had been found and examined. In order to activate the worldwide defense, weapons had been designed using technology that the public had never seen before. Protocol, she directed the authorization codes to be sent to every installation that was disguised. Dar. Alex Chun, it's time to demonstrate to these aliens what humanity is truly capable of. Obtained the activation codes in his Colorado Mountain laboratory. He was a quiet, little man who had been reverse engineering aliens for 20 years. His facility was concealed deep underground and shielded by layers of. Finally, he murmured, concrete and steel that could survive a nuclear blast. Started reviving systems that had lain idle for years, bringing banks of computers online with displays of weapons. Hidden bases on Mars, Jupiter, and other systems strewn around the solar system. All moons in the asteroid belt and on Luna reported being in readiness status. Jake from Base 7 observed as several extraterrestrial vessels entered Earth's orbit. Moving slowly and transmitting threats to the world below, the aliens exuded confidence. Lieutenant Bell said, "Sir, we're getting reports from around the globe," but they had no idea what was in store for them. Declared that alien broadcasts are being picked up, and panic is beginning to spread. The news networks are going crazy as a result of civilian radio telescopes. Jake nodded. The public's response was anticipated, given the majority of people on Earth were unaware of their. For decades, nations had been getting ready for an alien invasion, and the official space program was purposefully kept in its infancy. The genuine space fleet was concealed and waited for the ideal opportunity to deceive any extraterrestrial scouts. Moment to attack any reaction to our defense plans from the alien fleet. Jake inquired, "No, sir. It appears that they are unable to identify our covert sites. The Earth's surface and the visible military installations are the focus of sensors, utterly disregarding our covert locations." Admiral Vester was in fact concentrated on the incorrect targets. His sensors gave him the precise image he anticipated. He could detect nuclear bombs in a primitive planet with simple technology, but he observed military installations, although they were rudimentary in comparison to Dominion plasma bombs. They started the approach to the ship by using basic radar and missile systems that wouldn't work against his ship's planet. He gave his fleet leaders the order to send out the terror formation so before they give up the alien, humanity witnessed the Dominion's full strength. As ships approached Earth, their enormous holes cast shadows on the surface of the planet. People in cities all around the world stared up at the sky in fear. Although the alien ships obscured the sun, they were stationed in secret locations across the celestial system. Human defenders observed and waited for the aliens to devise a trap. Marched straight into it, oblivious to their own conceit and prior triumphs. They would soon find out that humans were different from the other animals they had subdued. Long before the first extraterrestrial ship arrived, humanity was prepared for this conflict. "Captain, the true struggle was about to start as they approached their solar system." Zixanal confidently steered his scout ship in the direction of the blue planet. Before, the routine was always the same. He had completed this same task on dozens of worlds. The same method the primitive planet uses to check their defenses and maybe eliminate some military facilities to demonstrate to the extraterrestrials their powerlessness before returning to the fleet with intelligence. Claims that his ship was svelte and swift, with energy and plasma weapons. Shields that had never let him down. The ship could wipe out a whole city with. Zixanal anticipated that after one blast, its hull would never be touched by a crude weapon. Beginning approach to the third planet, he told Admiral Vexter, was the simplest task of his career. First scans reveal no discernible military activity, and the residents seem to be concealing himself in their rudimentary shelters from his concealed location on Guardian 1. As the extraterrestrial scout ship entered Earth's orbit, Colonel Ryan Brooks observed. Humanity's most sophisticated orbital defense system was called Guardian 1. It had been waiting in incognito to appear to extraterrestrial sensors as space trash. This role for 15 years, completely equipped and prepared for the very moment Ryan was a veteran soldier who had trained for this, with steely nerves and solid hands. Mission all of his adult life, with his weapons officer Lieutenant Sam at his side. Martinez used their sophisticated targeting systems to monitor the alien ship. "Sir, we have a clear shot." Sam stated in a low voice that the extraterrestrial ship is traveling straight ahead with no evasive maneuvers. Ryan nodded and established a secure link to Earth Command Control, acknowledging our presence. "This is Guardian 1 asking for authorization to speak with the president of the alien scout." As soon as Harper's voice reached the speaker, "Guardian 1, you are approved to show them what humans are capable of." Ryan grinned glumly and looked at his. Beneath Guardian 1's camouflaged appearance lay humanity's weapons console. Gravity pulse cannon, the most sophisticated weapon technology capable of controlling space-time itself. Although technology was initially created by examining crashed extraterrestrial ships, human scientists significantly enhanced it. Ryan instructed